What's up everyone, I'm CallumOnToast, and in today's video I'm going to be showcasing one of the most unique submissions I've ever seen from a previous several-time Battle of Spice winner, Emerald Nightmare, who has built a bunch of teams where all three Pokemon are double weak to the same typing, and then managed to record a win against that same typing. So obviously this is a really difficult challenge to pull off. They mentioned they counted it as long as they faced a Pokemon of the same typing they were weak to, even if they didn't have any moves of that typing, or if they faced a Pokemon that wasn't of the same typing they were weak to, but had a move of that typing and threw it at least 3 times. So for example, it would count if they ran a full team with a double weakness to water and beat a Mantine that wasn't running any water moves, or if they had a full team weak to the electric typing and faced a Registeel that made it to at least 3 Zap Cannons, as that implies, of course, that they landed at least one of those Zap Cannons, as you can only shield twice. Anyways, with that being said, let's just get straight into the question of the day. Which typing do you think would be most difficult to build a full team double weak to it and then beat that typing? Let me know in the comment section down below, and with that being said, let's get into the battles now. Alright, heading into the first battle, and this is the first of, I believe, 8 different teams, which means there are 8 different typings that we will be overcoming in these battles, but that also means there are 10 typings unaccounted for. So if you guys do really enjoy this concept, let us know, and maybe we can make a part 2 happen. I'll reach out to Emerald Nightmare, and maybe I can also do some battles towards it. Maybe if we share the workload, it will be possible, but some of those typings will be incredibly difficult to do a challenge like this. But we are going to see the first, well, target of the team, or kind of reverse target, because Annihilate is going to absolutely shred through this team here. But can we beat it in this battle? Going for the Weather Ball, grabbing a shield. The opponent actually throws their energy here, which seems kind of strange. Seems like typically that would be good for us, but actually I think we would have preferred one extra Powder Snow landing there, because unfortunately Bastiodon hitting for resisted damage with these smackdowns. They're probably not running close combat, but we're going to shield anyways. They bait with a Night Slash, and they make it to another charge move now. This will not take us out, but it is the Shadow Ball. It does big damage. They're going to swap into Ampharos. We make it to a Stone Edge, and Stone Edge from this range actually doesn't get the KO. We get the snipe with the Sand Slash, but it's going to be game over. They come in with a Wigglytuff. They will be able to charm, farm us down, and unfortunately we do lose that game. But going into next battle, and this isn't even the double weakness we're targeting, but awful lead for us. Gonna say swap into Aurorus, and there it is, another Annihilate. We're gonna go straight for the Weather Ball here. Weather Ball will be no shielded, and that is great for us. They're also again gonna throw straight away here. We're actually going to shield this, and it was just an Ice Punch. Honestly, Aurorus probably would have lived that, so a bit unfortunate there, but either way, going for the Weather Ball, grabbing a shield from the opponent. We are going to come back in with the Sand Slash. We didn't fully wait out the Switch Clock there, but I guess it doesn't really matter. We are going to no shield once again, and it is just another Ice Punch bait. We get the full Shadow Claw farm down, and they've got a Wigglytuff in the back once again, so going to go straight for the Drill Run. Drill Run, going to do some decent damage there, and we come in with our Bastiodon. Now, this might be the first time I'm ever rooting for a Bastiodon in the Go Battle League, but let's see. We are going to go and no shield the Icy Wind, of course, not going to do much damage. It will drop our attack, but I think they've given us enough energy here where we can make it to 2 Stone Edges up against the Skeledirge quite comfortably. We are going to no shield the charge move here. I don't think that was necessary, as 3 more Smackdowns and we make it to a Stone Edge anyways, but we no shielded just for the sake of it. Stone Edge gets the KO. They come back in with the Wigglytuff, and the opponent just concedes the match there. So there you go, overcoming an Annihilate with that team is pretty insane. Into next battle, we've got a team that is very much weak to the Fairy typing here, and as well they come in with a Dugong, which definitely is not ideal for this wireless. We're gonna go straight for a Dark Pulse here. Dark Pulse does big damage, and we will make it to a Body Slam as well. Now, I don't think Body Slam will actually get the KO from this range, but it grabs the shield anyways, so not gonna complain there. We are going to wait out the Switch Slot, come in with the Scrafty. I assume just no shield the first charge move here, as the opponent goes for an Icy Wind. Not gonna do that much damage. Are we gonna use a shield at all here? We are not, as they go for another Icy Wind. We can now go for a full counter farm down. We're going to swap straight away, as we are double debuffed, and they come in with a Carbink, but we're running Flash Cannon. No way do we land a Flash Cannon in this battle. We are going straight for it. This is going to hit for double super effective damage. And, oh no, it gets shielded. I didn't think that. I thought we were going to win this game here. At this point, I don't think this is going to be possible, but we're going to shield anyways. I mean, Scrafty will resist the Rock Throw damage, so there is that, but going to go straight for the Power Up Punch. Power Up Punch doesn't get the KO there. We only take 1 more Dragon Breath's worth of damage, though. But yeah, I think this is just going to be too much health on the Carbink here. Going to shield at the rock side, probably going to go for a power punch straight away here, as we will ramp up our attack, but I just don't think we're going to hit enough damage here before the opponent either farms us down or makes it to a second charge move, and that looks like a CMP tie. We go for the Thunder Punch. Thunder Punch does some decent damage. We make it pretty close there, but unfortunately Carbink will be taking us out with the Moonblast there. They actually didn't even bother going for a rock slide. They went and full sent the Moonblast there, and unfortunately we do lose that game. But into the next battle, we're going to see a Azumarill in the lead, and actually, even though we've got Thunder Punch for coverage, we swap into Wireless, and the opponent comes in with a Talonflame, which is a very interesting decision here. Going to go straight for the Body Slam, grabbing a shield, and if they're running Fly, we can probably live this. Going to no shield, they go for a Flame Charge bait anyway, so that's perfectly fine with us. We farm two near back-to-back Body Slams here. Body Slam should get the KO from this range, and it does take them out. And as well, it's going to be a bit of an awkward bubble farm down for the Azumarill, but if they do go for that farm down, that will be quite scary for us. So just going to stay in with this Wireless, keep on chipping with the Body Slam damage, making it to Body Slam number 2, and at this point we were thinking maybe we're not making it to a third Body Slam, so instead we swap into Scrafty, get a shield, they bait with the Ice Beam, which is very unfortunate. We're now going to bait with a Power Up Punch, maybe just realizing we can throw on CMP, and the opponent is going to no shield that, and we're actually going to shield this, and I realize, I guess with that Power Up Punch bait, we can just go for a full counter farm down, and we will get the counter farm down, and we don't even know what was in the back, but the opponent just concedes the match, and we're able to take that game. Into next battle, Alolan Sandslash is returning. This team, the double weakness is going to be the fire typing. We're going to swap into Abomasnow, making a catch, and we catch the Hydro Pump, which is really cool, but they come in with their fire type. 2 Incinerates takes us out. We even had Outrage for coverage, but it doesn't matter. We don't get anywhere close to it. We're now going to bait with an Ice Punch. I assume they're just going to shield anyway, so this is a pretty fine bait to make here. Now going to bait a second time. Can we make it with the double bait to a Drill Run? No, the opponent calls that. Oh my gosh, that is so unfortunate. If we just went for the Drill Run there, could have gotten rid of the Typhlosion, but unfortunately, oh my gosh, they no shield again. We could have taken out the Typhlosion there. They go for the Blast Burn. They're going to make it to another Blast Burn here, but maybe we can go for a Bullet Seed farm down at this point. No, actually, the opponent does bait there, and they will make it to another charge move. And yeah, unfortunately, this is going to be another Thunder Punch. Actually, we lived that. Come on. What can Ferrothorn do here? They come back in with the Azumarill, and we should be able to take out the Azir, or at least grab the final shield. Yeah, okay, we're not going to be able to take it out fully, but either way, gonna fire off a Power Whip on the CMP tie, it looks like. Power Whip will be coming through. It gets no shielded, but they had a Shadow Venusaur in the back anyway, so not going to bother throwing a charge move. It was game over, unfortunately, and we do lose that game. But into the next battle, we see a Fire type in the lead, but this time they're not running a Fire type fast move, so this should be much more simple for us, especially since we're running Shadow Claw as the fast move, hitting for super effective damage. We've also got Drill Run. We're not making the same mistake. We're not baiting. We are full sending the Drill Run. That is definitely the right play here. Even if they do shield, we should be fine here. So we're going to shield up another Shadow Bone from the opponent, and they do drop our defense this time around, but we're already at back-to-back Drill Runs, so firing off Drill Run number 2, grabbing that shield, going for one extra Shadow Claw, and then still making it to Drill Run number 3, taking out the Marowak, and they're going to come in with a Powder Snow Wall Rain. So we are debuffed in our defense, but it doesn't actually matter because we are, of course, going to be resisting, well, double resisting the Powder Snow damage. We're then going to swap, catch the charge move onto our Ferrothorn as the opponent goes for the Earthquake there. And they're going to come in with a Whimsicott, which is going to be completely walled by the Ferrothorn, and we're able to take that game. Into the next battle, we got a triple weakness, well, triple double weakness to the electric typing, leading with Pelipper into Azumarill. So, gonna no shield here as they go for a play rough. And by the way, obviously they would have done quite a lot of battles with these teams. They might have done like 10 battles and not even faced up against like an electric type Pokemon. It is kind of just luck based on like what you face. But anyways, gonna swap into a Mantine, and you can see we are running Bullet Seed, Bubble Beam, and Ice Beam here. Probably thinking that maybe Lantern was going to be most common, so if we're running Bullet Seed, we can at least hit for super effective damage there, and also spam Bubble Beam debuffs, and then maybe come in with like Gyarados and Dragon Breath, farm them down or something. But unfortunately, with Bullet Seed up against Charge Bug, that matchup is even worse than it normally is. They're going to go for a Discharge there. We're going to have to double shield this, as of course, Discharge, regardless of how many debuffs they've got, is going to do a lot of damage. But anyways, going to fire off the Crunch here. Crunch is going to be shielded, unfortunately, but we've got a ton of energy on our Pelipper. So going to snipe with the Weather Ball, grab that shield, and make it to another Weather Ball in time. And that is really nice. But they've got a Trevenant in the back, and we are just way too low on the Gyarados. They can just Shadow Claw, farm us down, and unfortunately we do lose that game. But into the next battle, we're going to see a Typhlosion in the lead now. Of course, this is a good matchup for us, but they are running Thunder Punch, so I'm not sure if this is going to be... Okay, no, never mind. I was going to say, Registeel going to be a lot more of a threat to this team. As we're going to go and spam these Weather Balls here, we should be able to make it to 2 more Weather Balls before they make it to a Zap Cannon. So, going to fire off Weather Ball number 2. And actually, nope, never mind. I was wrong there. They do just barely outpace us. Going to shield as they make it to the Zap Cannon, and they drop our attack. So, actually, going to swap into our Mantine, basically just clearing the debuff, and then we're just going to sacrifice it here because, unfortunately, Bubble Beam going to be nowhere near taking out this Registeel, but Zap Cannon will be taking out the Mantine. Gonna come in with our Gyarados. Can we go for the resisted Dragon Breath farm down in time? Yes, we're able to do so. That is clutch, but remember, they've still got a Typhlosion, which does have access to Thunder Punch, so this is gonna be very problematic for us. Gonna fire off the Crunch here. Crunch is gonna be no shielded. I don't know why they didn't shield that. What are you doing, opponent? They've got a Shadow Gligar in the back, so this is game over now, I reckon. We can just go and fire off the Crunch, grab a shield there, gonna go for a Weather Ball up against this Gligar. I guess the opponent didn't know that our Gyarados wasn't running Aqua Tail there, but either way, it doesn't matter. We make it to Weather Ball number 2. Weather Ball actually doesn't do enough damage there to get the KO. It's going to force them to throw their energy though, as the opponent goes for an Aerial Ace. That also doesn't take us out there. We come back in with the Gyarados, and Gyarados just has to live this Aerial Ace here. Aerial Ace, we do hang on, we get the Dragon Breath farm down, and we're able to take that game. Into the next battle, we've got a triple Mudboy team, so very obviously going to be weak to grass here. We are running very nice coverage on all 3 Mudboys though. We've got Sludge Bomb, Blizzard, and Sludge Wave, so going to fire off the Sludge Bomb. The opponent does not expect that, and I don't blame them for not expecting it. They're going to come in with the Venusaur. We're going to fire off another Sludge Bomb. Unfortunately, this is just going to be the neutral damage there, so it actually doesn't do that much damage in this matchup, but maybe it does put them into range where we can just go straight Mud Bomb here. Going to shield up the Frenzy Plant, and we are going to fire off a Mud Bomb. Now, Mud Bomb from this range probably doesn't get the KO here, but they're going to shield anyways, and we will make it to another Mud Bomb, unfortunately losing CMP. They're going to fire off another Frenzy Plant there, so firing off Mud Bomb number 2. This should be grabbing the final shield. They probably realize that we are very weak to the grass typing, and they're going to swap, make a catch onto their own Mudboy as they come in with a Swampert. So I believe they did just bank a Frenzy Plant there, so we do have to be very careful of that. Going to come in with our own Swampert, and I realize that I've mixed up the graphic. It's actually a regular Whiscash and a Shadow Swampert, but I mean, it doesn't really matter too much. You get the idea of the team, basically. They're going to go for the Hydro Cannon. We can come back in with our Shadow Swampert, and if they don't have a charge move, we can maybe get a simultaneous KO here. But unfortunately, actually, never mind. They were actually very healthy there, but they had a Frenzy Plant loaded anyways, taking out the Shadow Swampert, and unfortunately, we do lose that game. Into next battle, we see Vigoroth in the lead, so this is fine. Pretty neutral matchup here. We are going to overfarm quite a lot here. Not going to shield the first charge move as they go for a Body Slam. We're now going to fire from Mud Bomb. We make it to back-to-back charge moves here. Mud Bomb number 1 is going to be no shielded, and then we swap, we catch the move onto our Whiscash. The opponent goes for a Body Slam once again, and then they come in with a Shadow Venusaur. Can we make it to the Blizzard in time? Yes, we are just barely able to do so. Blizzard, pretty uncommon. It gets the one-shot as the opponent, not expecting it, probably expecting back-to-back Mud Bombs. We flip switch advantage. We can come back in with the Quagsire. Again, even though we have got them fairly low, Mud Bomb doesn't quite take them out there. But we are just going to put 2 shields into our Swampert in the end game, Shadow Swampert. And we are going to see a Azumarill in the back. So we're running Sludge Wave here. I don't know if it's necessary in the 2 shield scenario. It might be, but either way, we full send it. The opponent does respect the damage there from the Sludge Wave. We're going to shield this. I think even if we just go straight Sludge Wave here, we should just barely be able to outpace them with a slight energy advantage that we got from farming down the Vigoroth. So going for Sludge Wave number 2, grabbing that final shield, and we will make it to another Sludge Wave here. We're going to throw as late as possible, it looks like, as well. Sludge Wave coming through, gets the one. Actually, no, it doesn't even take them out there, but one more Mud Shot does the job, and we're able to take that game. Next game, and we are going to be very weak to the ground typing this time around. Gonna say swap into our Alolan Golem, and we baked out a Shadow Swampert. Now actually, this isn't that bad for us just because these resisted charge moves are going to do a lot of damage up against the Swampert, and they do have to throw a charge move to take us out here. I think it is pretty risky to shield just because if we do shield that and fire off a charge move, maybe we get a shield back, but they then would just be able to fully farm us down. So instead, coming in with the Macargo, gonna shield that up there, and unfortunately they will make it to another charge move, so just committing both shields, going for the Incinerate farm down, and we're gonna come out with a lot of loaded energy. Now we're actually going for Overheat here. I believe this does do more damage than a neutral Rock Tomb, and assuming that if we swap into Bastiodon, they're gonna swap straight away, so might as well go for the extra damage there, and it also is slightly cheaper than Rock Tomb as well. So we are of course not going to have any shields remaining. This is a positive matchup for us, but unfortunately they have a 2-shield advantage. So going to fire off the Stone Edge, grabbing a shield from the Charger Bug, and once again I am finding myself rooting for a Bastiodon in the Go Battle League. What on earth is going on right now? Going to go for the Smackdown farm down, but I think that Carbink is just slightly too healthy here. We can make it to a Stone Edge. Honestly, even Stone Edge isn't really going to put them into farm down range. And here, we're just waiting for the opponent to throw a charge for you. Honestly, once they throw, I would just swap out straight away here. They go for the Rock Slide. That doesn't get the KO. We commit to the Stone Edge, but we don't get there in time. And as a result, the opponent comes out with another charge move loaded. So, of course, Rock Slide will be getting the KO up against Macargo. And unfortunately, we do lose that game. But in today's battle, we're going to see a Gligar in the lead. Now, this is a lot more comfortable for us because, of course, these wing attacks are going to be resisted by the entire team. And actually, both Pokemon in the back will double resist the wing attack damage. We're now going to fire off a Rock Tomb here. Could be an Overheat, so we grab a shield from the opponent, which is very nice. We also drop their attack. Not that it really matters. Dig's still going to do a ton of damage here, but we do correctly shield up the Dig both times. And once again, going to fire off the Rock Tomb. Rock Tomb is neutral damage here, so it should get the KO up against the Gligar, but then they come in with another Pokemon that we are actually weak to. We're going to swap into Bastiodon. It kind of just depends. If they're running Hydro Pump, then they will be able to win this matchup comfortably. If they're not, and they're just running Ice Beam and Play Rough, then Bastiodon is actually pretty good in this matchup. So, gonna no shield once again. Of course, we don't have any shields remaining, but it doesn't really matter when they're just firing Ice Beams. Even Play Rough would be marginally better in this matchup here. But either way, Bastiodon looking pretty comfortable, can easily tank whatever they throw now. They go for another Ice Beam, perfectly fine with us, and now they're going to swap into Ampharos, so we're going to fire off the Stone Edge, dealing about half their health. We're now going to swap straight away back into Macargo. I like this play, going for the Rock Tomb, going to slightly undercharge that, get the Incinerate farm down there, and actually that doesn't really help us out that much. But we do already know that the opponent is definitely not running Hydro Pump, otherwise they would have thrown it already, so we can just let this move go through. They finally throw a Play Rough there, but it's too little, too late. We can fire off the Wild Charge, and of course, Wild Charge gets the KO up against the Azumarill, and we're able to take that game. Into next battle, going to lead Gligar into Charger Bug. So once again, I find myself rooting for a Pokemon that I never thought I would be in the form of Gligar, and I guess Altaria as well, really. But either way, they go for an Exeter. Both moves would be resisted, and they're going to swap into Azumarill. So of course, Azumarill is a Water-type Pokemon, but it does have Ice Beam. They're clearly running Ice Beam as well, so definitely not ideal for us. But we are also going to hit for super effective damage with the Bullet Seeds and the Energy Ball, firing off the Energy Ball straight away. And the opponent no shields the first charge move here. We're going to double shield these Ice Beams. Now, Jumpluff is actually bulky enough to live an Ice Beam from full health. And these bubbles, they're not really adding up much at all either. So we do grab a shield from the Azumarill. They make it to a third Ice Beam, so this will count as the Ice type on this team here. Honestly, I think we probably could have just gone for a Bullet Seed farm down at this point, but either way, gonna fire off the Energy Ball. The opponent makes a really nice catch though, have to admit. We're gonna swap back into Gligar. We've got so much loaded energy. We fire off the Dig. It doesn't quite get the KO though, which is very unfortunate. They're gonna make it to a charge move. X's not doing much damage, but it is some decent chip damage at that point. They're gonna come in with a Azumarill, and we get the Wing Attack farm down, and they've got a Whiscash in the back. So this will be game over unless they're running Blizzard, which we have seen a Blizzard Whiscash already in this video, so let's not write it off yet. We're going to go for Dig number 2. The opponent will have to throw a charge move, otherwise we're making it to a third charge move here. The opponent goes for Mud Bomb. It does get the KO. We're basically just playing with our food right now. Going to come in with the Jumpluff, and if the opponent goes for a Mud Bomb, that's triple resisted. It doesn't get the KO. They clearly don't have Blizzard there, or they weren't making it, and the opponent just concedes the match there. And into, I believe, the final team of this video, this time running Rock Throw on Macargo, and that makes a lot of sense because we see a Mantine in the lead. We're going to shield this up as the opponent goes for the Water Pulse, and can we go for a full Rock Throw farm down here? It doesn't quite look like it, so we're going to have to double shield here as the opponent goes for a second Water Pulse, and they're going to come in with a Dragonair. Now, unfortunately, Dragonair probably going to be running Aquatel. This is not good for us, but they do no-shield the Rock Tomb, and that is huge because, of course, we don't have much fast move pressure with our back two Pokemon, running Mud Shot on both Pokemon. Honestly, I don't have a clue what we're doing. Actually, no, never mind. We're running Mud Slap on the Golem here, so I'm not sure if we run... Okay, yeah, I'm not really sure if we're running Mud Slap in one of the battles and not both of them, but either way, I'm going to go and get hit by a Shadow Punch. They do get the farm down there, but likewise, we can Mud Shot, farm them down with the Graveler. We come back in with the Mantine, and unfortunately, zero fast speed pressure allows them to make it to what I presume to be another Water Pulse. It is the Water Pulse, it gets the KO, and unfortunately, we do lose that game. But into the final battle of this video, leading into Umbreon. So we are again running Rock Throw on Macargo. So we are going to probably no-shield the first charge move here, of course. Actually, they're going to go for a Psychic, drop our defense, so we're just going to go straight for an Overheat and then probably swap into one of our two Pokemon in the back. We go for the Overheat, it does connect, it does big damage, and we come in with our Golem. So we are going to no-shield. They go for a Dark Pulse this time around. I believe this time we must be running Mud Shot, right? Because we're dealing very little damage with the fast move, generating energy pretty quickly. So going to shut up a Dark Pulse here. Can we get the farm down? Yes, we are just barely able to do so. And they're going to come in with a Carbink, which is fine with us. Going straight for the Earthquake. Earthquake, wow, I can't even talk right now. Gonna deal big damage here. We're gonna go for an Earthquake number 2. Earthquake will be getting the KO here, so we grab a shield from the opponent and we swap into our Graveler. Again, running Mud Shot here, so we are going to probably no-shield the first move. They go for Moonblast. That actually does more damage than I was expecting, but either way, we can over-farm here, farming to 100 energy, firing off the Dig. Dig is gonna be no-shielded. They come in with a Mantine, and we're now firing off the Stone Edge. Stone Edge is also going to be shielded by the opponent there, which is very unfortunate, and they will get a huge wing attack farm down, so this is looking very tricky for us. We come in with Macargo here, gonna shield this up as the opponent is going to fire off an Ice Beam, and that reveals they're not running Water Pulse this time around, and that is huge for us because now we can just let this move go through. We don't need to make a catch or anything like that. We can just go straight for the Rock Tomb, and of course, from this range, Rock Tomb will be enough damage to take out the Mantine, and we're able to take that game. So that's going to be it for today's video. If you did enjoy it, please make sure you leave a like, leave a comment letting me know, and as well, don't forget to respond to the question of the day if you haven't done so already. And if you want to see more content like this in the future, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on post notifications. That way you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. And if you want to take your support even further, you can now become a channel member with perks including early access to new videos, shoutouts at the end of each video, custom loyalty badges, and custom emojis to use in the comments. I want to say a massive thank you to everyone that has already become a channel member. Your support is greatly appreciated, and with that being said, thank you all so much for watching today's video, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.